Okay, so you've been sitting there working a bull for a little while, and then all of a sudden he hangs up. Why? Why isn't he coming? Why did he stop? What do you need to do? What do you need to say? We're going to talk about that coming up. Hey everybody, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy, where we give you the blueprint for success in the elk woods. Welcome back to Wapiti Wednesday Q&A. Tonight's question comes from our YouTube channel, and Gentry Batiste wants to know, what do you do when a bull hangs up? Well, first off, you need to figure out why is the bull hanging up. So, you know, if you've been engaged with the bull for a little while and he's been coming, and then all of a sudden he just stops, that's where you kind of need to figure out why. So, scenario one, he may have gotten to the point where he thinks he should be able to see the elk that made that noise. So, if you look out and if you can see the bull, then you can bet that he's thinking he should be able to see that elk that's making that noise. So in that case, he's not going to come any closer. So what you need to do is just kind of sit there as still as possible, go quiet, kind of let him survey, look around a little bit. Now he may loop and try to get downwind to smell the elk since he doesn't see the elk. When he starts looping, he may actually be able to come a little closer for a shot, depending on how your setup is. Or sometimes they may just lose interest and turn around and go back the way they came. Now, depending on how far out he is, you can do a couple of different things. One is just go ahead and reposition up. There's a good chance he's going to come back to that spot that he was already at because he feels that it was safe. Now, if you're by yourself, you're going to have to call and then move up. So that's why it's really important to make sure that he's moved off a distance so that when you call and start moving, he's not going to run back in and catch you moving, which certainly could happen. Or if you're in a 2-on-1 scenario where you have the caller and the shooter, have the caller stay put. You already know kind of about where he's going to come to, and have that shooter slip up quietly and then re-engage that bull and see if you can get him back up to that spot. Option two, there may be something in between you and him that he doesn't want to cross or he can't cross. It could be a wall of brush, it could be a bunch of blowdowns, or it could be something as simple as an opening in the trees, a small little meadow or an opening on the hillside of the trees. He doesn't want to go from dark to light to dark because each time he does that, his eyes have to adjust to the different lights. So the last thing that bull's going to want to do is cross that opening where his eyes have to adjust to the light. That kind of makes him vulnerable for just a split second, especially if he knows he's coming into an area where there's another bull waiting that would have the advantage. So in that case, you need to kind of, again, go quiet, let him move off, and then move up and kind of survey the situation, and you may just have to move up, reset up, and then re-engage with that bull. Option three, you're calling. You may have been calling to that bull in a non-aggressive style, and that's what was getting him to come, but then all of a sudden you slipped in a aggressive type call, and that stopped him in his tracks because he wasn't in that mindset. He was coming in that nice relaxed state, and then all of a sudden you're hitting him with an aggressive state. It can kind of put him on guard or on edge for a moment. So if that's the case, pay attention to your calling. You maybe put a bugle in that had a little more aggressive finish to it or something like that, that just you went from non-aggressive to aggressive. Now, the other scenario is you moved in, you're working this bull from 150 yards out, then he only comes over 50, so he's still 100 yards out. He's not coming any farther from that. Good indication there is that he has cows, and he's not going to leave those cows. He's not going to move very far away. So at that point, what you're going to do, you're going to go quiet, let him go back and join the herd. You're going to move up a little bit and then you're going to re-engage. But this time, don't call to the bull, call to his cows. So by calling to his cows, or basically calling and trying to get his cows to come to you, it's going to get him. If the cows do start coming, he's going to follow. Or that herd bull is basically just going to come and try to run you off because now you're talking to his ladies. All right, so Gentry, there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Now, since we chose your question tonight, we are going to send you a Nature's Paint face kit where you have black, brown, and green paint. There is a little bit of mirror. This is an easy on, easy off, great product so you can actually camo up your face while you're out there hunting. All right, guys, if you haven't submitted your question yet, down below this video, go ahead and put in your questions. Or if you have put questions in the past, feel free to put in more. We still have a ton of questions to get through. We really are liking the questions that are coming in. You guys are asking some great questions. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Wapiti Wednesday Q&A brought to you by Elk Calling Academy. We hope that you've been enjoying this series. As always, keep calling, keep practicing, but most of all, have fun. And we'll see you next week on the next chapter of Wapiti Wednesday Q&A brought to you by the Elk Calling Academy.